Now, when I say a hype beast, I'm referring to what I believe a hype beast is in my eyes. So to me, a hype beast is someone who just buys clothing and is interested in clothing that's particularly on trend at the moment or particularly hyped. So anything that everyone's talking about, that's what hype beast is interested in. So for the rest of the video, when I'm talking about hype beasts, I'm talking about my interpretation of it, because I know everyone sees it a little bit differently, and it's kind of a misty area of what hype beast specifically is. But yeah,
hype beast is just a person who not necessarily likes to get hyped items because they're not hyped for no reason, you know what I'm saying?
hi guys, so welcome back to the channel. Micah here from the Fashion Archive, and as you can see from the title, today we'll be talking about why everyone was a hype beast. Now, before I get guys in the comments like, oh, when I got into fashion I was wearing Andamulamista, I was wearing Yohji Yamamoto. No, but before I get all those guys saying that like, oh, they never wore Supreme, I'm obviously not talking about everyone under the sun. I'm just talking about why I feel majority of people, particularly post 2016, 2017, started as hype beasts and then eventually found their own style and kind of left that hype beast behind them. So again, I'm talking about mainly post 2017, and I feel that 2016, 2017 was really the pinnacle of hype for brands like Supreme, and going onwards, post 2017 is where brands like Balenciaga, Off-White, Supreme, Palace have all been at the real forefront of hype and the most talked about and spoken about brands. And it's across this period that publications and accounts such as Hypebeast and Highsnobiety have really had a tremendous amount of growth, mainly because I think they've been talking about and documenting and posting about these really popular brands like Supreme and Off-White and Balenciaga, etc. Because over these past few years we've had things like Supreme Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga Triple S's, and all these kind of really trendy waves that people who aren't even into clothing or fashion have heard about or seen. Like just random people on the street will be able to tell you, oh, that's a Balenciaga Triple S or that's a Balenciaga shoe. And I think that because Hypebeast and Highsnobiety and other accounts like that have really been talking about that kind of stuff, people who are even just mildly curious are going to look to their account and follow them to just find out a bit more information about what's going on. And you can really tell that these accounts are just growing rapidly because per month Hypebeast gain around 126,000 followers, which is crazy when you think about it, because in a year that's over 1 million new followers every year on average, and it's just going to keep going up. During this whole post 2017 hype era, people can just be browsing on their computers and they'll see a link to an article, oh, Balenciaga have made a shirt for $1,000, and or the Supreme pinball machine is $10,000. Things like that people just click on, and I think eventually they end up at, whether it be the Hypebeast website or the Highsnobiety website or the Instagram, and even if you're just a little bit curious, you end up giving it a follow. And that's where I think a lot of Hypebeasts are created per se. That's where I think a lot of people get into becoming a hypebeast. So at the time of recording, Hypebeast have approximately 7.8 million followers. And I wouldn't say that Hypebeast's content is aimed predominantly at hypebeasts, but it's more to give general coverage of what's going on in the fashion and streetwear scene, as well as fashion and hip-hop culture. So as well as talking about what brands' lookbooks have just dropped, they also talk about what certain artists are wearing, or A$AP Rocky's new music that's released, or the ongoing A$AP Rocky trial, for example. And I like to call Hypebeast the BBC of fashion news. It's very accessible because it's free. just like BBC is. If you own a TV, you can watch BBC News for free. It's easy to access. Again, you just need a phone and internet access, and you can follow Hypebeast or Highsnobiety, any of those kind of accounts, and just see what's going on. They're updated regularly, but again, it's very general coverage. So if you want to learn about something specific, you won't really get to know it, and you'll need to look at a different publication. The same way, if you're watching BBC, where you want to know what's happening in Kazakhstan as opposed to only big news, you're going to need to look for a news source that focuses on Kazakhstan news. And I think that really applies to Hypebeast, because they're so generalized, they tend to focus on just the bigger brands and bigger news. For example, Virgil being appointed at Louis Vuitton, as opposed to talking about maybe who the creative director of Lacoste is. Just small things like that, you won't really know about them. And especially with more niche high fashion brands such as Andy, Rick Owens, Yohji Yamamoto, you won't really hear about them or read much about them on Hypebeast. So it's very easy to, if you follow Hypebeast, to just get lost in the brands that they're talking about, which is fair enough. And those brands are particularly hyped and popular brands such as, again, Supreme, Balenciaga, Off-White, just to name a few, Palm Angels. So I think if you're following Hypebeast, you'll probably, if you just start following Hypebeast out of curiosity of clothing when you're first getting into it, once you're finally ready to buy some clothing, you're probably going to buy the kind of brands that you've been seeing on Hypebeast. Particularly when they have posts like, oh, the hottest Supreme items that sold this year, or best kicks to resell for this quarter. All those kind of things are going to lead your interest to different pieces and brands that sell for lots, or have a lot of resale, or have a lot of hype. And it's really easy to become a Hypebeast following Hypebeast, ironically. And again, because Hypebeast also cover what's happening in hip hop and fashion culture, when they're posting different rappers and artists who are interested in fashion, such as Gunna or Lil Baby, and you see Gunna in a full Valentino or full Balmain jeans kind of thing, you're gonna become interested in that as well. So once again, being drawn into being interested in hyped items and hyped brands and hyped pieces. So that basically sums up why I feel through following Hypebeast and other accounts such as those, they're very entry level, and it's very easy to start your clothing and fashion journey as a Hypebeast through that. Now, the second reason I feel that it's really easy to start as a Hypebeast before developing your own style is because when you're not really into fashion and clothing, you don't really notice the finer details of someone's outfit, and you'll only notice the more obvious stuff. So branding, logos, brash colours, brash shapes, things like that. And lots of the brands that are hyped at the moment or are very popular and spoken about tend to be more logo or monogram centric brands, or have very overt designs, such as the big box logo on the Supreme or triple S's. Even if you're not into fashion and clothing, you notice those, and those kind of images will be imprinted in your brain, and you'll remember them even when you're not really thinking about that kind of thing. So when someone mentions Balenciaga or mentions high fashion clothing, the first thing that might pop into your head is triple S's. And if you were thinking, oh, I want to buy those, let me see how much they'll cost me, and you just go on your computer and you type in, oh, Supreme box logo, you'll see £750 to buy a black on black logo or something like that, and you'll just assume it's all very expensive to get into clothing. So when you do finally have that kind of money that you feel you can buy those clothes you thought were really expensive, you're going to go straight to the Gucci monograms that you saw other people wearing, or the Fendi monograms, or the Supreme box logos and things like that. And it's really easy to think that, oh, once you have money, those are the go-to brands to go to. However, then once you get more into clothing and fashion, you might realize that, oh, this isn't really your style, and you want to adapt into different brands. So I think an amalgamation of the overt branding of Supreme and other popular brands, and entry sources such as Hypebeast and Highsnobiety combined together is why lots of people become a hypebeast. When they're scrolling through their feed and they see a big Gucci monogram suit posted by Hypebeast, and Hypebeast are talking about how it's $5,000, it's very easy to just feel that, oh, that's the go-to thing, that's what's popular, that's what people want to see. So when you have the money to buy that kind of thing, that's probably what you're going to buy. But yeah, that pretty much sums up why I feel everyone starts as a hypebeast post 2016, 2017. Again, mainly just because it's what people see and it's what's easy to see. But some people stay a hypebeast, some people develop their own style. Some people feel being a hypebeast is their own style. Whichever you go with, I just wanted to kind of make a video on why people might start as a hypebeast. So if you haven't been to the channel before, definitely come and look at our other videos. We make lots of videos like this about designers and so on. If you're interested in what I wear and how I wear clothes, you can check my Instagram. It should be on the screen somewhere. And follow me there if you want to see what I'm wearing, what I'm doing each day, kind of thing. But yeah, make sure you subscribe and like the video and leave your opinions in the comments of what you think on how hypebeasts come about and what hypebeast is, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching.
No one's actually ever called me hype. I mean, I think I have like my own sense of style, you know what I mean? Like I think I definitely dress like unique to myself.